Hello everyone, welcome back to another Steve's Tech Vlog. Today I will be unboxing and doing an initial review of the FOTGA RM-VS1 remote controller. This is basically a cable remote for the Sony cameras, and I have been using my Sony camera. This is actually a NEX camera, a older generation mirrorless camera. This is probably equivalent to the Alpha 5000, but 2 generations ago. So I've been always wanting to get a cable remote for quite a few reasons. So let's start by putting the camera aside, and let's unbox this. I've got it in the mail through an online provider, and this cost me about just under $25 US. So let's have a look at this. Now, I've not used this before, so let's see what's in the box. So this is the controller in the package. There is a manual. Alright, let's put the manual aside. Let's see what's in the packet. So we've got the controller and a cable. Let me see. We'll take off the Velcro. Okay, Velcro. This probably it's useful for tying the cable to make it shorter. And this aside. So there's the controller unit, and it's got an attached cable, which basically ends in a micro USB type connector, and there's a junction with a, I think it's a 2.5 millimeter audio type jack, and this lets us connect. I think this probably goes to, this connector is a bit different, so this probably goes to some special connection on the Sony camcorders, which are the Sony video cameras, and this basically goes into this 2.5 millimeter jack. So I'm going to leave this aside. I'm not going to be using this. So let's have a look at the controller itself. Plasticky. There's a slider for power on and off. There's that looks like a lock slash button here. This is probably the shutter button. There's I believe this is a telephoto wide, so zoom function. This probably looks like a video start stop recording button, and there is a 1/4-inch thread at the bottom, so this can go onto a tripod. That's about basically it. No, doesn't need batteries. There's no battery compartment here, so it basically runs off as a contact trigger rather than a powered trigger. So let's see how it works. Okay, very long cable. Let's see if I can adjust the cable and move it aside like this, so it's a bit neater. Okay, move the box aside. Alright, so this is my NEX 3N. Just see. This is the previous generation to the Alpha. This is the smallest model, and this is the micro USB connection. So let me just plug in the connection to the micro USB. Move this aside. Okay, that goes in fairly easily. Let's see, I'm going to turn on the power. Let me just pull out the screen so you can basically see it. So I've got some objects in front of the camera. So let's see. I have got my camera in auto mode, okay, which is fine. So let's start by the power button. Alright, so let's slide the power button. Let's see. Oh, it turns off the camera, so that's pretty useful. But of course the physical switch is still on, so this is probably been put to sleep. So if I turn it on again, great, so the power button works. Let's try the zoom. Okay, so this is telephoto, so I'm just going to click on the T. Great. And the Y. Remember that there are no batteries in here, so this is just a contact controller. So telephoto. wide. Oh, okay, so there's I can actually do micro control as well. If I tap it lightly, it goes slowly. If I press it down hard, it goes fast. So if I can just do a slight touch, it goes down. Okay, this is like halfway. If I pull it down all the way, it's a fast zoom. That's quite good. Even my camera can't do that. That's strange. Alright, so next, focus. Let's see the shutter button. If I hit and press it down, okay, I don't know what happened. So let's see if I need to turn. Alright, so I've got 2-second timer on. So let's go back to a single shoot. Alright, so press, shoot. Okay, so the trigger button actually works. Does it like do a half press focus? Let's see if it does. Oh, it does. Okay, so I can actually like do a half press and it focuses. So it actually replicates my shutter button on my camera. So that's quite good. Alright, I don't know what that lock thing is for. Let's see. Not sure though. I think the lock function is to disable the trigger so that you don't. This is to open the shutter. Alright, that's good. Alright. How about the video recording button then? If I So great. Even the video recording function works. Stop. Perfect. Now, one of the reasons why I needed a handheld or a connected wired remote is because there are two reasons. One, if I basically shoot in manual mode, let's say if I go to let's say auto mode, alright, or manual mode, if I want a very long shutter exposure, if I physically need to press the button, the camera might move, so the shot might get blurred. So having this, it actually lets me do a long exposure without touching the camera at all. So that's quite good. Now the other function that I actually use it for is HDR. Okay, so if I do bracketed 3 shots, okay, plus minus extra few EVs, if I use the shutter button, for sure the camera actually moves, even if I have it on a very stable tripod. So with this, I can just hold down this and it will take my 3 shots for HDR. Perfect. No hand movement at all. So if I go back and play back, so this is the plus 2 EV, this is the minus 2 EV, and this is the 0 EV. Alright, let me just see if I zoom back up. Oh, okay, that's not zooming up, that's actually playback. Alright, there we go. So yeah, first glance, this thing doesn't need battery, so it's perfect for me. And it's got all the functions that my camera can do for triggering and more. The zoom actually is amazing. There's a fast zoom and a slow zoom, which I don't believe I can do it on my camera. And it works for certain needs that I cannot do it on the camera itself, like triggering long exposure or multiple HDR exposures without touching the camera at all. So I don't want the camera to move. So yep, this has been just a quick look at the FOTGA RM-VS1 remote controller. Basically, my thoughts are like this is useful for me, and for the price of just under $25 US, this is a pretty good solution. Apparently it works for almost all of Sony's mirrorless cameras as well as their camcorders. You can check which models that you own and whether it's actually supported. From the glance at the manual, they support over like 30 or 40 different models. So yeah, alright, so thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Power off.